Okay, so 这一个 chapter 呢，我们要讲的东西其实就是关于到我们的 chain rule 的那个 formula。But let's have a look. Before 我们 move on to the integration of the chain， 就是怎么样去把那个 chain rule 的那个 differentiation reverse back 回去，我们先看一下 remind 一下你自己 OK how am I supposed to do the chain rule here？ 所以 pause the video， 然后你试下做这几个问题。So for the answers, they are this, and also this. Now, 当你做这个 differentiation， 就是可能你会想到就是讲，诶，我到底要怎样去讲这个东西呢？我要到底是想知道它的这个 integration。那我 personally 它其实有一个 formula 的，所以它的 formula 呢，它就讲这 integration of a bracketed 这一个东西。它其实就是我们 chain rule 是 derivative of the inside times derivative of the outside 嘛，对不对 ？But this one is a little bit different。它是 divide by the derivative of the inside and then 上面是 plus one。所以我们这里的 information， 我们 derivative of the inside。OK， 然后我们还要就是除以那上面的嘛，因为我们 integration method 是什么？我们先 everything plus one， 然后才 divide， 所以我们这里上面先 plus one 先 n plus one。OK， 然后我们再除以它这一个 n plus one， 这个样子，这个是我们的 general case。But the thing is， 我们还要做多一个 extra step， 就是它的这一个 derivative of the inside multiply by divide by. So that makes it as a over here. And last but not least, O plus C. Now, why is it in this form? 我会 introduce 这个叫做 u-substitution 的 method， 也就是你 pure 3的时候才用到的。So 这一个 method 我们叫做 u-substitution。I definitely did not spell substitute correctly. So u-substitution 是什么意思呢？ Let's have a look. So let's say for example， 我要怎样知道我的就是 let's take this one as example 啦，我们就讲 how am I supposed to know？ OK， 这一个它是等于我们上面的那个 answer。There is actually a trick for it. Think of why 我教它 u-substitution. It's because we want to substitute something in this integration. Of course, to make everything simple, we always substitute the one that's the most complex. 所以这个时候我们就会想啊，这一个为什么我们不会做到这个东西？是因为它有那个 power of 6 of the whole thing here. But in this case, if we just make there's as a substitution, so we call it let this equals to u. 我们的 integration 是不是写成 integration of u to the power of 6? So 这一个就是我们的 integration in this case. But 又有另外一个问题了，我的 dx 和 u 根本是没有什么关系的，难道我写的是这一个 ？Sorry， 难道我写这一个？ The answer is no. Okay, so the way that we do u-substitution 就是首先是 is first substitute u. That's literally the first step. Second step, derive u. So in this case, 我们就讲 OK， 所以我们讲 let u 是等于里面的那个东西嘛， so that makes it as u equals to 3x plus 2， 我们就做它的 derivative。Now, one important thing， 你在考试的时候，千万不要写成，就 don't treat it as fraction。OK， 你可以写 dx equals to du over 3， 因为它很像 fraction 一样嘛，就是这里 multiply 这里 divide 嘛。可是你千万不要当做一个 fraction， 然后你就做一个，就是如果你是用 doing the both side method 啦，你千万不要做这个哦。OK， 这个是 correct，but 如果你这样子去写，sorry 啊，听到啊，这两个东西不能存在啊，因为它不是 fraction derivative， 它 is not fraction。Although engineering 还有 physicists， 我们两个人是 treated as fraction 的。Mathematicians 他们会直接就是骂你。Yep, I've been scolded a lot of times. So 这里千万不要做这个 which I'm doing again. But yes, 我们就会讲 dx equals to du over 3. So all I need to do is just substitute this dx into 这一个 du. Dx with the du. So that makes it as integration u's power of 6 du over 3. 因为 over 3它是一个 constant, 我可以 bring it outside. Hey, 这一个 integration 是一样的，也是 u 和 u， 而且这个又是 polynomial 的一个 integration, which we know. 所以我们就讲 okay, the answer is 1 over 3 u to the power of 7. Of course, I've divided by 7, that makes it as 21. 然后 plus c. 那很多人做到这里就 stop 了 Okay, but please do not stop here, 因为我们的 answer initially is asking for x, right? So that means the third step, sub u with x back. 所以我们的 final answer will be the same as what we have had just now. 因为我们的 u is equals to 3x plus 2. Of course, plus c. Let's try again. So question A, 我们就是有那个 bracket 的那个东西，它是很麻烦的嘛，对不对？ So in this case, 我们就讲 okay, let u equals to 2x minus 3 to no, 那个 power 是不需要的啦，所以 that makes it as integration of u to the power of 4 dx. So in this case, we just say u equals to 2x minus 3, so du over dx equals to 2. And we can say that dx is equals to du over 2, resulting this equals to integration of 1 over 2, 然后 u to the power of 4 du. So in this case, integrate, that makes it as 10 over here, u to the power of 5 plus c. And since 我们的 u is equals to 2x plus minus 3, this is our final answer. Of course, 你要用那个 formula method, it's okay. Okay, 因为毕竟是 pure 1而已。But 如果你在 pure 3的时候，你就要用这个 u-substitution 了。So there's no harm to learn something a bit early. So let's try again. 我们讲 question B. So of course this is a constant. 我们可以 rewrite this as 20 integration 1 over 1 minus 4x to the power of 6, like that. dx. Of course, or maybe you know what? I'm just going to change it to like non-fraction form. 我们就讲 let u equals to 1 minus 4x, 也就是 bracket 里面的东西。So that results into 20 of integration 1 minus 4x bracket, oh sorry, not 1 minus 4x, that will change to u and then power of negative 6 dx. And of course, 我们的 u is equals to 1 minus 4x du over dx. Of course, 你这一个 u equals to 不用写出来啦，因为毕竟你上面写了嘛。But it's just to keep a reminder to yourself. So that results into 20 integration 20 divided by negative 4. So that makes it as negative 5. And u to the power of negative 6 du. So that becomes negative 5. U to the power of negative 7 divided by negative 7. Of course, 这个时候你可以不用先 simplify， 因为你还没有到 last step 嘛。So negative simplifies together, and we subs back our u value, which is 1 minus 4x to the power of negative 7 plus c. Done. So 3 steps: u sub, derive u, sub u back with x. 所以为什么我会 introduce 这个 formula method？ 不要没有那么 encourage formula method。第一，全部人不懂那个 formula 是哪里来的。第二，遇到这种 square root 的问题，全部人都会 give a headache。OK， 所以我个人推荐的是 u-substitution method，although it's only learned in pure 3， but 如果你是用这 pure 3的话 ，feel free to use it. So in this case, I can rewrite this as 5 integration 2x plus 7 negative 1 over 2 dx. So 我就讲 u is equals to 2x plus 7, so that makes it as 5 integration u to the power of negative 1 over 2 dx. So du over dx, that results into 2, and dx equals to du over 2. 所以我们这里就会 make it as 5 over 2 integration of u power of negative half du plus 1. That makes it as 1 over 2. And we'll divide by this value, we get 5. And we get a plus c. And last but not least, substitute back, and we get this method. So that's pretty much 讲真啦, this is an advanced level. It's more advanced than the formula, but definitely worth a go. 因为到时候你遇到很像比较 complex 的 integration, 通常 u-substitution is your man to use. So let's have a look. So show that the differentiation equals to that. So first question, we just do differentiation using chain rule. So derivative of the inside divided by derivative of the outside. So 我们就讲 let so 我们也不用讲 let 啦， so 我们就讲这一个 is equals to derivative of the inside, which is 6x times the derivative of the outside. So that makes it as 8 bracket 3x squared minus 4 and then 7 bracket, so it makes it as 然后这里就 simplify a bit, you just copy and paste. Since it's a show that question, you can just copy and paste every single thing. Now, hence, find the integration of this. Now, 像这种问题其实如果他有 show 的这个问题啦 it's not necessary to use u-substitution. 因为他讲的是 using the previous answer because of the word hence. 所以如果你用 u-substitution in this case, maybe I will deduct some marks. Okay, 因为你不是用这个 previous 的 answer. So in this case, what we need to do is find something similar that is from here. So how do I do that? 我们这一个部分已经是一样了的，唯有不一样的就是它的 constant 的 coefficient， 也就是它的那个号码。它的 x 没有问题，可是6才是那个问题。So how can I change from 6 to 48 but still keeping the same value? This is actually some critical thinking. So 我们是6 times 什么东西才可以变成48嘞？ The answer is 8. So that means that we must have a value that multiplies and divide by 8. 因为 why is that? 因为我们就看到 okay, so if we say that this is also the same as 8 divided by 8 times 6x bracket 3x squared minus 4 7x. It's the same, right? 因为这里 it's a 1. You're just multiplying by a 1. So it's the same thing. 可是我只是要用 8, 因为这样的话我可以把这个东西 multiply with 6 and this I just leave it outside. So it's a bit of critical thinking, so feel free to digest a bit. 那我们就讲 1 over 8 integration 48x bracket 3x squared minus 4 power of 7 dx. And using the previous answer, 我们知道 the whole thing here is the answer for this. So that means 1 over 8 bracket 3x squared minus 4 bracket 8. So this is our final answer. Of course, plus C. Did I put plus C before? Yep, they all had. It's important to keep plus C with integration. Okay. So we have finished u-substitution 的部分. Now we are to definite integration. So definite integration is basically 如果我有一个 graph over here, if I were to find the area between these 2 points, I do not want here, I do not want here, I only want between the blue lines. So for example, here is 2, here is 4. So 就算我们的那个 integration, 就算我们的那个 polynomial 是长得非常奇怪，可是 if we got an equation and we know which region we want, 我们可以直接讲 okay, let's say for example this is y 啦, we just say integration of y, and since we want between 4 and 2, just put 4 and 2 up here. But what do we do after? Okay, so 这里的 integration 呢 is just saying 我们 you know what, I'm just gonna is there like a, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna put this dy dx. 那这个样子的话 integrate 之后变成 y, and that makes it as 我们的yeah, I'm just gonna put this dy dx. 那这个样子它就讲着 what is the area used, something like that. But what we need to do is actually substitute the x value, or maybe like depending on what value they have, the x value into the integration, into the thing, and minus each other out. So what does that mean? 当我们讲 integration with the 4的时候呢 okay, 当我们讲 4的时候，它其实讲着 this is 4. These are the areas from 0 to 4. 这个是它讲着的。Now, the reason why 我讲一定要 minus 2是因为它的那个 area for 2 is from 0 to 2. You know what, I'm just going to use red. So you can see that 我们想要找到中间的 value, 我们唯有的方式就是讲着 if we use the substitution of x equals to 4 minus x equals to 2, 我们就可以找出来 the area over here. And that's the reason. So let's say 我们的那个 graph 它是 x to the power of 3, 4 to 2, right? Okay, of course it's not x to the power of 3, but like sure. Integrate 之后它做的东西就是我 substitute 这个 value 进去，然后我也 substitute 这个 value 进去，只是我是上面减去下面，所以看到吧，这里也是 substitute 进去的。So it's basically, it's commonly used for area, but not necessarily only for area. Okay? But yeah, that's the general formula. Let's give it a go. But before we go, move on, 这里就是它的 key property. So it's the same thing as 我们的之前的那些 property 的。Okay, so it's not a big deal. So let's have a look. First thing. First question is such classic question. 很多人如果没有怎么练习到的话，其实很容易会 stuck at this question. 我的容易不是普通的容易，真的是很容易，因为他们会误以为就是讲I just have to use different integration. 主要是因为我们现在学的 integration 很少，所以你看不出来为什么会 confusing. 当你学到后面的时候 ，learn something that's called quotient， 哇，那你就会 confuse yourself 了。尤其是他们会 confuse differentiation 的 formula into integration. 所以 just keep in mind. Whenever you see this kind of question in integration, simplify. Okay, 如果你可以 separate 他们的 terms, separate the terms. It will be making your life so much easier. So 这里我们 simplify 它为这一个。You know what? I'm just gonna put non-fraction. Now 我们就看到这里就是一个 polynomial integration 咯。So in this case, that makes it as x to the power of 3, and then I divide by 3, that makes it as 2, and I plus 1, that makes it as a positive. Now 我这里有一个特别之处 ，definite integration 它是没有 plus c 的。为什么呢？因为你 for example 啦，如果我真的是 plus c 在这里啦，我 substitute 进去的时候 ，okay, so let's say this is 4，然后我 plus c 减去 2，然后这里的 plus c 也是跟那个4的那个 plus c 是一样的。What's the point？ 他们两个都会 cancel out 啦，right? So that's the reason why it's not needed to write plus c. So in this case, it's between 2 and 1. So the first thing I need to do is just 2 minus 1. But of course, you don't have to write it in this way. All I need to do is just bracket 2 cube plus 2 power of 1 minuses, I'm just going to write it here, minuses 2, 1 cube plus 1 power of negative 1. Type it in your calculator, 我们就可以得到的是这一个 answer. Now, the next one. Of course, 这一个看出来就要用 u-substitution 了啦。So, let u equals to 5x plus 1. Put it into power form. Yeah. So that makes it as du over dx equals to 5. So dx equals to du over 5. So that makes it as, I haven't integrate yet, but I will explain what are the important things, okay, after. But here we go. Integrate, that makes it as a 2. No, it's a 3 over 2 over 3. u 3 over 2, 3, 0. Now, 这一个 step 的时候，你就要开始，你不要 do not substitute the value for this case. 因为为什么 the terms, the numbers over here are meant for x, not for u. So that means you must replace x. 就讲这 in this step, 我们要先放回去先 5x plus 1, 这一个 3, 0. So in this case, put it into calculator, 我们就会有2 over 3 bracket 5 bracket 3 over 2 plus 1 3 over 2. Oh, sorry, it should be 3. There. Minus, when x equals to 0. Well, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but you should get 8 and 2 over 5. Or even, why am I even writing in mixed number? Same thing here. Why am I even writing in mixed number? 27. Next fraction or mixed number. Yeah, just be careful. You must replace back to x, 因为它的 value is for x. 如果你是用 u-substitution 的话。Of course, there's another method. 那也就是当它的 u equals to 5x plus 1的时候，你直接就要 sub 进去，很像讲 the upper level 5 3 plus 1 5 0 plus 1，所以它的 integration 它就会变成 integrate between 16 and 1 of 我们的 u 1 over 2 du。Am I missing something? Yes, I am missing 1 over 5. Yeah. I'm just gonna equals to 1 over 5 equals to 1 over 5 bracket 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 like that. But yes, 这个才是它真正的 answer. But if you want, make sure to substitute if you want. That's an alternative way. Okay? But for now, 我觉得 replace back to x is the most consistent. Maybe 等你后面就是学的越来越熟悉之后，我们就会，你可能会更喜欢啦。I don't know 啦。So, the last one. Integrate of between here. Of course, simplify it. 8 integration 1 negative 2 5 minus 2 cube square dx. So we say let u equals to 5 minus 2x du over dx equals to negative 2. So that makes it as dx equals to du over negative 2. So in this case, equals to 8 integration 1 negative 2 u, of course, divided by negative 2, and it should be negative 2 over here. Yep, negative 2 dx. Integrate, simplified, that makes it as divide by negative 2, no, negative 3. 所以就是讲这里是 negative, oh no, it should be negative 1, my mistake. It should be negative 1. So in this case, u negative 1. There we go. And of course, substitute back. U is 5 minus 2x, 1 and negative 2. So in this case, 4 big bracket, small bracket, 5 minus 2 times 1 minuses 5 minus 2 times negative 2. Bracket again. Make sure bracket your answers correctly, or you will get different value. But we should all get 8 over 9 by calculator. So definite integral 简单来讲就是你要很小心去做而已，因为 the common mistake is we make mistakes on the values. But that's pretty much it for lecture, the second part of the integration.